Hello, welcome back to the channel today, and we'll be talking about the winners and losers of last night's draft. Try to do a little quick here. Relatively boring draft in terms of no major trades, so that's the first loser I have on here is trade chaos. All-Stars being moved. I predicted 2 to be moved last night. That did not happen. The other loser will be NCAA Basketball. So if you look at the top picks here, you have a guy from France, you've got Alabama, so 1, and then you've got G League, Overtime Elite, Arkansas, Metropolitania 72, so 2 French guys, right? So in the top 7 picks, you had 5 non-college basketball players, 2 foreign players, 2 Overtime Elite, and 1 Ignite player. So the top talent apparently is not going to NCAA, which is tough. Obviously, the majority of the rest of the draft was NCAA players, but you know, the top guys not being in college is a tough look, you know, because normally you can just be like, oh, that guy, the Zion, he killed it at Duke, you know, John Morant, he had that nice Murray State team that made a run, things like that, right? So that's usually good for the game. So NCAA lost out there. I have the Hornets as a loser just purely from the fact that they took Brandon Miller over Scoot. I think it's nuts. I think it's crazy. You could have an elite backcourt in Scoot Henderson and LaMelo Ball. Would have been great, but I would have asked LaMelo Ball, honestly. If LaMelo wanted Brandon Miller, sweet. If he wanted Scoot, even better, take him. So even their mascot did not like the pick because he went nuts. Later in the draft, though, they ended up taking, who did they take? Nick Smith Jr. out of Arkansas, great pick. And then they had another one in the second round. Sorry, with all these, it's with the NBA, another loser, NBA trades. I know I just said that. The trade system in the NBA draft is the dumbest thing they do in sports. I'll probably do a rant video on that later. Who knows? Another loser, Wizards. What the hell are you doing? Obviously, you have Jordan Poole, so that'd be fun watching him put up 30 shots a game and 30 points, maybe. You drafted Bilal Coulibaly. Came out of absolutely nowhere. Teammate of Wembanyama. I guess maybe they were, hoping to play a long game and get Wembanyama to request a trade there down the line or something crazy. I don't know, but listen. I haven't watched this tape, and you haven't either. If you're saying you have, you're either a huge draft nerd or you're lying. It's fine. But yeah, I just don't get it. And then what else did they pick in that draft? Anything else? Because they didn't get any picks back really for Tristan Vukovic, the Partizan Belgrade. So Partizan Belgrade. So he's a Serbian guy. Or played in Serbia. He was joked about next Jokic. Everyone's going to be the next Jokic. Any white guy that's tall from Europe is going to be the next Jokic for the next whatever. So don't really know what the Wizards are doing. No idea. They traded up for him, too. They put up 1 spot and you have 2 second-round picks for it. You do what you want, man. Outside of that, I would also say another loser is Cam Whitmore. Big fall from Cam. Pretty much out of nowhere. Bad interviews and rocky medical history came up. I don't believe in that as much, but if he had these bad workouts and he fell that far because of them or interviews, that might mean a lot to some teams. But the Rockets end up being a winner in my opinion. So Cam's a loser, but the Rockets are a winner for getting Whitmore at 20, I believe, right? Yeah. From I forgot who that pick was from. Let me even actually look that up real quick while I'm talking. But they also got Amen Thompson, who doesn't have to shoot on that team because they got all shooters on that team, so he can run the point and do what he needs to. That was the Clippers pick, so I don't know what they got that one for. Oh, that was the Russell Westbrook, I believe, trade. Yeah, they got that there. So good on them for that. Let me make sure. Actually, I think Tankathon tells me what it's from. Luke Kennard trade. Somehow they got involved there. So based on a 3-man trade, you got Cam Whitmore, one of the best prospects in the draft. Win-win. Another winner. I mean, obviously San Antonio. They got Wembanyama. Duh. But that's not a draft night winner. That was a lottery winner. Portland TrailBlazers winners short term for lucking into Scoot. Long term, who knows? But now you got a really good core. You also drafted Chris Murray. Really good player. And then there's someone else they took in the second round. Rayan Rupert. He's a French guy that played for the New Zealand Breakers in the ABL or NBL in Australia. But the Breakers out of New Zealand. So there you go. That's not confusing at all. Like a French guy playing for New Zealand in the Australia League. There you go. He had pretty good promise. Pistons were mocked to him a lot at 31. So he's like, a late first round, early second round grade. You got him mid second round. Fine by me. You add that to Chris Murray and, twin of Keegan Murray and Scoot Henderson, obviously. The probably the second best player in the draft class. You got him at 3. That's, 3 minus 2 is 1. It's a 1 pick value at least there. So big stuff for them. But now it's like, what do you do with Dame? I think Scoot could probably play day one and make a good impact. Same with Chris Murray. But you thought they were going to make a trade and get a veteran, but that did not happen. So maybe they get rid of Dame. Who knows? But if you trade him after draft night, I think it'd be crazy. But hey, I've seen crazier things happen. Utah Jazz, next winner. Taylor Hendricks, Brice Sensabaugh, Keyonte George, 3 picks in the first round. Really good stuff. The first of many pick swaps. They got a Royce O'Neal pick. I know that one. Who was Royce O'Neal? Royce O'Neal was, this is still a mock draft, but pick 16 was the swap for the center, French center, Rudy Gobert. He was the switch there at 16, and then pick 28 was the Royce O'Neal pick. So you got Brice Sensabaugh for Royce O'Neal trade, and you got Keyonte George from the trade with Rudy Gobert. That's really good. Keyonte George could play a lot of open front court minutes. He comes in as a good, little bit of a veteran player. I believe he's like a junior, I think. Keyonte, let's see where they have him going. Keyonte George he's a freshman, coming out of Baylor. 20-year-old freshman, a little bit older, 6'4", 185. Good form, good player. Good for him, man. And the last winner we have is the Orlando Magic, Anthony Black. Right, he went 6. Great dog. They got Jett at 11. Dog. Potentially best shooter in the class. His release is probably right next to Curry in terms of quick release. It's crazy how fast it is. No problem with shot confidence. Goes to Florida, his home state. Obviously, Miami and Orlando are quite far away, but home state, no income tax, so good for those two guys as well. But Anthony Black will probably start, and Jett, could be a good 6th, 7th man off the bench, a little Terrence Ross light type thing where he's just jacking up shots and getting to the rim, doing his thing. So yeah, overall, pretty boring draft, as I said, with not many trades, but Pistons made some interesting picks. Stuart Thompson we knew was going to happen, and they traded up for Marcus Sasser, which I really do like. And tomorrow you should be getting a free agency preview and Pistons draft reaction off of what we had as a very interesting draft. I know I really, really, really didn't want us to take a Stuart Thompson, but, if Cam was with his physicals and everything was that bad, then I guess it makes sense. So thank you all for watching. Let me know down below what you thought about the draft, and please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Peace.